Have you ever noticed how sometimes, no matter how hard someone tries to control everything, things just unravel? How suddenly the very people who seemed untouchable start facing one challenge after another, as if life itself is catching up with them? What if this is not mere coincidence or bad luck? What if there is a deeper, natural force at work, a force as old as the universe itself, that balances every action with its consequence? Today, we dive deep into the ancient wisdom of Stoic philosophy to explore 7 unmistakable signs that someone is already receiving karma, the cosmic justice that quietly unfolds when we stray from virtue. Stoicism teaches us that control is limited to our own actions and judgments, but nature, the universe's grand design, has its own way of restoring balance. When karma begins its work, subtle and powerful signs emerge, visible not only in the outer world but within soul. By understanding these signs, we not only gain insight into the lives of others, but also learn to recognize and refine our own path toward wisdom, virtue, and peace. So let's begin this journey into the heart of karma, through the timeless lens of Stoic philosophy, and discover what it means to face the natural consequences of our actions. Because, as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. And when karma speaks, it is simply nature reminding us to align our thoughts and actions with truth. Number 1. The illusion of control begins to fade. In Stoicism, the very foundation of peace is the recognition that we control only our own thoughts and actions, not external events or others' behavior. When someone begins to experience karma, one of the earliest signs is that their previously firm grip on control starts slipping away. They might have been masters at manipulating people, bending situations to their will, or orchestrating events behind the scenes. But suddenly, unexpected obstacles arise, plans unravel without warning, and efforts to steer outcomes fail. This is not random misfortune, it's nature's reminder, the logos of the universe asserting its order. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to accept whatever comes woven in the pattern of your destiny. Karma is part of that pattern. It's a natural balancing force, showing them that no one is the master of all things. This loss isn't a punishment, but a teaching moment, an invitation to relinquish false control and surrender to the flow of life. For the person facing karma, the loss of control feels like chaos. But from a Stoic's perspective, it's the first step towards humility and wisdom. True freedom lies in focusing on what you can control, your character and your responses. Number 2. Their reputation deteriorates without clear cause. Karma frequently works through social dynamics, the subtle ripple effect of how a person's energy and actions influence others. Someone who once commanded respect or wielded influence might find that their reputation starts to crumble, often without an obvious new wrongdoing. Why? Because energy is contagious. Arrogance, dishonesty, selfishness, and harm sent into the world eventually return like a boomerang. Seneca warned about false friends and the fleeting favor of crowds, but karma aligns the external perception of a person with their internal reality. When their reputation unravels mysteriously, it signals a disconnection between who they truly are and the persona they tried to maintain. The social fabric they relied on is loosening because the universe is restoring balance. For the Stoic, reputation is indifferent, not good or bad in itself, but when reputation shifts due to karmic retribution, it is a powerful external sign that internal reckoning is underway. Number 3. Repeated life lessons. Become inescapable, Stoicism teaches that life repeats its lessons until we learn them. Karma manifests in cyclical patterns. The same challenges, conflicts, or failures appear again and again, like echoes of past misdeeds. Someone caught in karma often faces a series of repeated trials, reflecting unresolved issues or unethical behavior from their past. They might keep encountering betrayals, losses, or moral dilemmas that force confrontation with previous mistakes. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." For those caught in karma's grip, this repeated pattern tests their ability to grow in wisdom or sink deeper into error. This cyclical suffering is a form of natural discipline, designed not to break a person, but to encourage reflection, accountability, and change. However, many resist, which prolongs their karmic cycle. Number 4. Unexpected losses strip away false wealth. One of karma's clearest signs is sudden and often surprising losses, financial, relational, or social. These losses are rarely accidental. They represent the universe's way of removing what was obtained unfairly, through deceit, greed, or harm to others. Stoics remind us that external wealth is indifferent, neither good nor bad in itself, but what matters is how one obtains and uses it. When wealth is disconnected from virtue, it becomes a fragile illusion. Karma reveals this by stripping away false riches and social status, forcing a reckoning with what truly matters: virtue, integrity, and wisdom. It's a reminder that no possession can shield us from the consequences of unethical behavior. For those witnessing karma, these losses highlight the futility of chasing material gain at the cost of moral character. Number 5. Growing isolation and alienation. As karmic consequences unfold, a person may find themselves increasingly isolated, not just physically but emotionally and socially. The erosion of trust, fractured relationships, and loss of support networks are common. This isolation stems directly from their own actions, selfishness, betrayal, or cruelty, which have alienated others. Stoicism teaches that solitude can be beneficial for self-examination and growth. But when isolation arises as a karmic effect, it is often a painful reminder of the importance of community, kindness, and respect. This alienation can feel like a cold punishment, but it also opens space for introspection. It urges the person to rebuild their character and relationships from the ground up, if they choose. Number 6. Inner turmoil and restlessness intensify. Though karma's external effects may be visible, its most profound impact is often internal. Despite outward appearances, Stoics prioritize the inner state of the mind above all else. When karma is in motion, a person often experiences heightened inner turmoil, persistent anxiety, guilt, shame, anger, or restlessness that cannot be silenced by distractions or material comforts. This mental unrest is the soul's reckoning, the mind's confrontation with unresolved wrongs and denial. It's nature's way of calling the person to honest self-examination and transformation. Marcus Aurelius counsels us to look within for peace, but karma forces that look inward, even if it is resisted. It is an awakening to self-awareness, and, if met with humility, the beginning of genuine repentance and growth. Number 7. Unexpected acts of justice or retribution occur. The final unmistakable sign of karma is when justice arrives in tangible, often unexpected ways. This might be through a legal ruling, lost opportunity, sudden confrontation, or the unveiling of hidden truths. Stoics believed in Dike, the goddess of justice, representing the cosmic principle that balances good and evil beyond human influence. These moments can feel harsh or unfair to the person experiencing them, but from a Stoic perspective, they are natural points of reckoning, the necessary outcomes of the seeds sown by previous actions. They remind us all that no deed goes unnoticed or unrewarded, and that life itself enforces balance, not out of malice, but through the impartial law of nature. Recognizing these signs in others isn't about judgment or schadenfreude. Instead, it's an invitation for us to reflect on our own lives. Stoicism teaches that karma, or natural justice, is impartial and inevitable. It asks us not to fear consequences, but to live virtuously, with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. So, when you see these signs around someone, remember that the universe is merely balancing what was out of alignment. And more importantly, remember that your own path lies in cultivating virtue, not in awaiting the fall of others. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of karma through the lens of Stoic philosophy. If you found value here, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Until next time, keep your mind calm, your actions just, and your soul steady.